Folk. Let me see what they talking about. Let me see what it's talking about. Pull up a chair. Come over here to the round table. We'll break it all down. Say why. We about to break bread right now. That being said, first thing first, Spirit got me wanted to tell you, document everything, K2. Document everything. You never know when it's gonna be necessary. You never know when certain things are gonna come into play. You feel me? Also, you be surprised how many times people say things to you. Appreciate that love. That they probably wouldn't. Well, I wouldn't even say that. You probably wouldn't normally capture. To be able to go back to and replay and be like, dang, you know what such and such did give me my flowers. You know, for a lot of us, we be feeling like people don't give us our flowers until, we out of this joint. You feel me? But truth be told, there is occasions where people do give us our flowers, but it's usually not documented. You know what I'm saying? And not documented to hold it against people, but to remind yourself when the spirit realm is talking through people, because that's all people really are. We ain't nothing but synthesizers of the energy that's already around us, you know what I'm saying, as well as energy that we've already cultivated within ourselves. So, keep that in mind. The universe do not give you what you particularly want, but the universe gives you the vibration that you find yourself to be on. When the plate come around, you know what I'm saying? When the offering comes around, the universe supplies you with whatever energy you was a part of at that time. So, just saying, man, don't get so caught up in the echoes of the past vibration that you was once on that's being displayed by your environment right now. I get it. It's not all that becoming. What's up with it, Miss Dion? It's not all that becoming of us to see what's going on right now. A lot of the things that we see, we don't necessarily like. You know what I'm saying? We want to change. We want it to be different. But you got to cultivate that within yourself first. As what you see now is only a reflection of what you've been cultivating within yourself up until now. So if you've been cultivating within yourself that people don't want to hear nothing you got to say, people not listening, you're not worthy, you're going to continue to see more signs to exemplify the fact that you're not worthy. You're going to see more things in your environment to make you say, you know what, hey, maybe I ain't tripping. Maybe, that's just how it is. But if you're going to keep listening to the echoes of life or the echoes of what you once said to life, you're going to just continue to get more things to keep you in that loop, And I'm not surprised you're tired of being in that loop. Because who wants to be stuck in the same spot forever, ever, Who wants to continuously find themselves in a ever-evolving door of nonsense that you don't want to deal with no more. And not nonsense in the fact that I know everything that you're going through, but I do know as a being that exists the same way you do, Exquisite, I do know that there are certain things that I just, I've grown out of. There are certain things that I recognize that it no longer serves me at this point. So, quite frankly, I would be a hot mess just if I never got to the point of growth. For a lot of us, we create these boundaries, you know what I'm saying, that limit us. And then we get mad when our creativity is stifled. When we go back to the things that once brought us joy, but we don't have the energy or the vibe for no more. Appreciate that love as I seek to be love in this expression. Really, I'm talking to me. I say document everything, go, because you never know when it's going to come into play. Document everything, because the things that people say oftentimes is them giving you your flowers. Document everything, because you never know when it's time for your testimony to grow. But if you have no documentation of it, it often becomes a story just within yourself. Whereas if you document it, It can be a story that others can share in, as well as see the wealth of life and not be so what's the word, disenchanted with life, the opportunities that's available to them as well. I was looking into the different types of leaders, because I was talking to a queen about leadership, and she was telling me that men are foundational leaders, meaning leading by example. And she was saying women are navigational leaders. To me, the first thing I hear when I hear navigational leaders, I hear they have the ability to find direction. You know what I'm saying? Whereas other people, aren't readily equipped to do so. Us as men, we can learn to do just that, but it's just not something that we was necessarily wired to do from the jump. So I would encourage us as men to find that balance within ourselves to become navigational leaders. But don't get it twisted. I said all that to say, some of us are listening too much so to the echo. We listening too much to the echo of the program of the past. When I was younger and I was the younger brother, and I felt like my sisters wouldn't listen to me, or they didn't want to hear nothing I gotta say. Sometimes I have to remind myself that those days have come and gone. Not to mention the lesson that was supposed to be learned from that. I know what it feels like to feel like people don't want to hear what you gotta say. I know what it feels like to only have a short period of time to make your point. So you gotta get straight to the point. I was looking at how I write. I won't lie to you. You feel me? I'm glad you it's hitting home. You feel me? And you from the hometown. So I recognized that when I was writing the other day, I was writing some poetry, and I noticed that my points or my lines were like straight to the point, Tasha. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't too much beating around the bush. It wasn't no punchlines for real. It was just like straight to the point. You feel me? So I recognized that the reason why I'm like that is because I really didn't have that much time to get my points across to the people that I love growing up. Not to say there's anything wrong with it, but if I seek to want to expand or grow, I gotta recognize I've been doing this for a while now. You feel me? Let's take some time to try to learn how to be more expansive in the way that I express myself now going forward. So y'all gonna see some things that's probably gonna make you cry. You're gonna see some things that's probably gonna make you sad, but I need for you, no matter what I document, no matter what I show y'all going forward, I need for y'all to continuously put your mind on the end. Because I got my mind on the end goal. I recognize that the things that I desire, you feel me, they also desire me. And it's really me being prepared for where I'm about to go. I can't get caught up in what's in front of me right now that's echoing the existence that was once given to me, the existence that I once spoke on, and spoke into existence. I can't trip off of that. For those who don't have faith or, have a hard time believing, recognize a lot of that is the reason why your dreams are not coming into fruition, because you have a hard time believing it yourself that it's even possible. And the fact that you have just a itty bitty ounce of doubt, you know what I'm saying? Even when these things come into fruition, you will reason your way out of it. You will reason away that wasn't it. You will have people that present themselves to you as opportunities, you know what I'm saying, for you to achieve said goal, but you will reason yourself out of it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could be something as simple as you told yourself, going forward, I will be more assertive in how I speak. You know what I'm saying? Going forward, I will speak up. You will reason to yourself that, hey, you know what? This ain't the time. This ain't the place. You know what I'm saying? But you got to recognize, just like a child that you're trying to teach a lesson to, every time that it comes up, you have to address it. Every time that they get out of line, you have to address it. Same thing. Every time that opportunity comes for you to assert yourself, you have to address it. I ain't saying you're going to be right every time. I ain't saying you're going to like how you responded every time, But that's all a part of you learning how to fly. That's all a part of you creating a balance within yourself to the point you become indifferent after a while. At first, you're going to be like, I don't like how I responded. Shoot, sometimes you're going to find yourself being so full of yourself that, you might go too far. But either one of those are extremes. You feel me? To the point that you have to find a balance somewhere, Peach Body. Sure, you gotta find a balance somewhere. And the only reason why, or the only way to find a balance in that, is to keep applying yourself. Force yourself to be consistent in addressing these issues as they come. For me, I notice in addressing issues as they come, I used to see it as though I had a whole bunch of problems. But now at this point, Leviathan, appreciate that follow. I see it as opportunities. I see it as opportunities. You know what I mean? And when you get to that point of seeing life as an opportunity, it changed the way, you feel me, you begin to interact with life. It changed the way in which you exchange in life. What's up with a Cherokee? You exchange energy. And remember, life is not going to always give you what you think you want, but it will bring to you the vibration in which you are on. So in order for you to get to that point of that vibration, make sure you are always working on yourself. Working on yourself in the fact of being present in the moment, God. Be present in each moment. Don't get so disenchanted with life that you just keep clocking out. I know for me, I used to clock out all the time. I'm finna roll up. Man, that got me messed up. I can't deal with this right now. Thank you, Cherokee. Appreciate that love as I seek to be loved in this expression of me being myself. Again, this is an opportunity for me to document the things that I'm going through, the things that I'm growing through. You feel me, Miss Strong? That's the only way you are going to, for one, remember certain things. Sometimes certain things get said to me and I'm not really paying that much attention in the moment. But then as time go on, I sit back and I think on that thing and I say, hold on, they did say, that make a little, you know what I'm saying? That make a difference to me right now when I'm thinking about it. Appreciate that love, Queen. When I'm thinking about it. And sometimes, you know, when our grandparents, I think about my big mom. She used to tell me certain stuff, and she would tell me, it's not going to make sense to you right now, but when it's time, it will. And so in that sense, you know, in a certain time, I know a lot of the things that I'm experiencing, a lot of the things that I'm documenting, it will make ultimate sense. I had to tell myself today, I'm grateful for the times that I'm going through, so I'll be able to remember, you know, why I'm being prepared where I'm going. So I'll be able to remember how it smelled, how it looked when the shift is happening in your life. I always say, you know, I know some great things is happening right now because I really can't understand why things is happening. I can't understand how this is going to turn out. But I know every time the turnout has been great for me. Things haven't been happening to me. They've been happening for me and through me. And at this point, I've learned to be part of that vibration, to be truly one with the greatness that is. And I know that to be because I am. You know what I'm saying? Greatness don't come by way of you not going through nothing. You're going to go through some shit. You're going to lose some people that you never thought you would lose. I had somebody tell me the other day, when you speak, it's the voices of many. And you just don't know how many people took the time to love me. How many people took the time to allow for me to see their light, meaning live their life in such a way that I was able to see them. Like, I think about even not just my family, I think about my homies. I think about Mimi sometimes, like how he used to always just speak his mind. And how he would always be trying to make people laugh, you know. I think about, man, I think about my best friend, you know, that I lost when we was 14. Like, I think about how, you know, he used to always see so much in me to the point he would risk his life to defend me from people that meant harm to me. And he would ultimately lose his life by way of that same loyalty. What's up with it, Joshua? How you feeling? I'm overjoyed to know that these same people, you know, knowing that at some point in time, what's up with the King Sean? We decided what life we would choose to live, what parents we would come to, what things we would have to overcome in order for us to get to where we're going to. And even furthermore, I think about how certain family members and friends, homies that they obviously chose to set an example in front of me in a way that they knew, like, dang, you know what? If I shine my light in this way for bro, I know bro can take it all the way. If I love on my grandbaby and be hard on him, like my grandmama was, she knew, like, one day Red gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? And therefore, by Red getting it, the whole family gonna get it. My little cousin called me the other day and he said, man, you know y'all was grandmama's favorites. Grandmama loved y'all more than everybody, but you know, I gotta tell my cousin, like, Granny, she just loved everybody. That's what I realized. That ain't the first time I've heard anybody say that. You know what I'm saying? It was the first time I heard somebody say I was her favorite. But I know that wasn't nothing but her just, you know, speaking through my cousin, telling me, like, baby, I got you. And you still a favorite. No matter what it seemed like, no matter how they got rid of my house, you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter how it seemed like your parents can't do nothing to even give you grace right now, no matter how it seemed like your sisters need you and there's nothing you can do, no matter how it seemed like my babies is just like losing respect for me. No matter how it may look, baby, I favor you. Even on the other side, you know, they say when we get on the other side, everything will make sense. We'll understand it all. And so for her to come through my cousin and tell me that, he don't know what he told me. He might have been feeling like he was just venting. He might have just been feeling like that's how he saw it. And I even heard my cousin Terrell through him when he was like, man, cuz, you know I love you, but Terrell was always my favorite. Little dude, he know Terrell was that was my heart. When they took him, I thought I lost a lot, but I realized I gained so much. I gained so much because I began to realize how much time he concerned himself with me. The things that he taught me I had to live. You know what I'm saying? Like, it get to that point, you gotta live that stuff. You know what I mean? You can't just, I remember Cuz taught me how to pray. And in so many words, Cuz taught me how to meditate. And so now I meditate no matter what's going on. He used to pray when the other people was praying. Whereas most people, they just listening to the one person that's praying. He would talk his way through. And I was like, dang, Cuz so close to God. Cuz is so close to the creative force that he feel like he can talk to it. And I recognize that we have to claim that thing and have belief enough to attract it to us, to magnify that feeling that we have within ourselves, to be bold enough to say, you know what? This is the path to millionaires, bro. I know this to be my path to becoming a millionaire, and not just limiting myself at being a millionaire. This is my path to abundance. There's nothing I can't have. There's nothing I can't grasp, Sean. But recognize you can't avoid your path because you don't want to be uncomfortable. You don't want people to see you cry in the midst of the things you got to do to get by, Dr. No Job. You know, sometimes there's going to be days you're not feeling it. Sometimes there's going to be days that you like, man, but it don't make sense, the echoes that's being revealed to me. You know, life is echoing the things that you once thought was reality to you. Only for you to recognize, if you want to change that loop that you living in, that time warp that you're stuck in at the current moment, you got to change the way in which you treat yourself. You got to change the things that you believe to be true. You got to recognize, Ray, that there's so much greatness in you, and that's why you've been going through everything that you've been going through. Life only tests you because it know. Life only tests you because it know. In order for you to hold on to what's meant for you in order for you to grasp completely what's meant for you, you got to go through some things that's going to grow you. You know, when you work out, it felt like, man, you get to that point when you work your muscles so far to where you can't do it no more. You feel like you done been weakened. You know what I'm saying? You too weak to do anymore. But all the while, you are developing a strength. You have planted a seed within yourself that if you give yourself some time, if you let them muscles rest for a minute, if you let them muscles rest for a minute, your strength will be renewed as well as increased. I'm grateful, man, that I'm able to see that it's not for me to keep on repeating the echoes. It's not for me to maintain the status quo, but it's for me to break the mold. It's for me to take it further than I've ever seen before. It's for me to increase my strength by way of recognizing where I'm limited right now or where my strength is located now and taking it even further. Don't even get confident or comfortable in the strengths that you have today. Recognize you got to push them even further. I seen a vision in my dream today. It was me and a friend. And when I look back, it's like, I think it was two versions of myself. And we was looking to get along. And the lady that I was in front of, she didn't have to say so enough to give me the loan. And when her boss came out, it was a man that taught me how to stand up for myself. And in so many words, I recognized in that moment that it's life telling me, like, I know you felt like you need help. You feel like you need some resources from somebody else. But this is another moment for you to learn to extend your wings and fly. To take up for yourself your rightful place. And if anybody else give you the help, you would decrease. But keep going. March. Step. And let the greatness that is you provide the increase. That being said, family, if you just arrived, you know, I appreciate you arriving. You know what I'm saying? And I will give a quick review, you know. Unbreakable and Allison, basically we talking about document everything that you're going through. Keep a close, watchful eye. And take account for all the things that's happening to you. All the things that's being shown to you. All the things that's happening for you. Let me say that right. All the things that's happening for you. And most of all, don't keep repeating the echo. The echo in this situation is how things might appear to you right now. What's up with the higher vibes? How things might appear to you right now. That's the echo of a previous program. That's an echo of how you once thought. But when you change your vibes, when you raise your vibration, life has no choice but to provide you the things that are the atmosphere of that. If you smoke cigarettes, you're going to see a whole bunch of people around you that smoke cigarettes. Like until when you get a new car, you start to notice all the cars that are similar to that car. Happy New Year to you. You start to see all the things that are similar. So, in order to change the life that you live in, recognize, one, all the things that are similar to you. Don't be judgmental. Don't sit there and talk crazy about them folks either, because that's the vibe you on. That's why you are attracting those people to come along. But be grateful that you're able to see yourself in other people so you can, hey, for one, clean the table. Clean your table. Before we used to eat, my mom used to always make one of us clean the table. in preparation. And at the end, she used to make one of us clean the table if we didn't clean up behind ourselves. So all I'm asking you to do is prepare. Recognize the desires of your heart. The things that you desire, they desire you too. And it's really just in preparation. Right now, my table is being cleared, man. And I'm grateful. I'm able to say that I am grateful. Even when in man's eyes, it might feel like you ain't got nothing to be grateful for. Your table is clear. You don't even have nothing. But I know, as sure as I believe it, I'm bound to receive it. As sure as I desire it, it desires me. And it's already one with who I am. It's just preparation for me to be able to see it. So when the opportunity comes to me, I don't have to be stuck in the middle. Meaning, I'm stuck in the middle of the story. I can focus on the end of the story and achieve it in just that way. Like I said, this was just a review. Yet I already started this conversation, man. And I'm glad you're a part of this conversation. If you came at the end, it's a good chance you already focused on the end, which is a good thing. Don't get caught up in the middle, how it's going to come into be. Know that it is. That being said, I love you as myself, and I want you to know it ain't nothing you can do about it, as we are one. And I'm so glad we in connection. Kinfolk, let me see what they talking about. Pull up a chair, come over here to the round table where we break it all down. Say what? We just broke bread right now. Peace within, so it's peace we giving out. And I know you about to have a lovely day, cause look how we started it out. Peace.